Welcome to the show. Tony-winning actor Billy Porter is Broadway's latest and final MC in the 2024 revival of Cabaret. Billy plays opposite actress Marisha Wallace, who is portraying Sally Bowles. I recently sat down with the pair at Sardi's to talk headlining at Broadway's hottest haunt, the Kit Kat Club. It's Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome back to Broadway for Tony winner Billy Porter and two-time Olivier-nominated actress Marisha Wallace. The stars are the final pair to play the Emcee and Sally Bowles in the 2024 New York revival of Cabaret. History has been made with the two of you in Cabaret.
It's extraordinary to come back to Broadway this way. I always dreamed of how I would return and what that would look like. And this has exceeded my expectations exponentially. My brother brought me back and I brought him to London. So together we both have gotten to make history on both sides of the pond.
Marisha and Billy are reprising their roles after playing Sally and the MC in London's West End. This marks the first time two black artists are portraying these roles full-time on Broadway. Billy, it's your first time back on Broadway since 2016, I believe, and this is a homecoming.
Yeah, it's wonderful to be back, you know, being people of color, black people in the three leading roles in this musical for the first time in a commercial production, AKA Broadway, in the 60-year history of this piece, and, you know, in alignment with what's going on in American history, it is absolutely the time to see it and interpret it through the eyes of us. Our backstories in the show is that we both fled the Jim Crow South to go to Europe thinking that we would be safe, only to be carted away in the concentration camps.
And I think that is the crux of all the characters in Cabaret, is survival. We both read the book Destined to Witness, Growing Up Black in Nazi Germany, and Hans J. Massaquoi recounted his story of how he grew up during this time as a black man in this time in history. And I didn't even know these stories being a black person. So I was like, well, why would anyone else really know these stories if we don't bring them to light?
In fact, I remember you telling me off camera that people said to you, were there even black people in Europe at the time, which I found so shocking
people still
of a statement
say that.
to make.
Yeah, people still say, oh, there weren't any black people around there in that time. And I was like, wait a minute.
We were there. We are always there.
You tried to audition for the Roundabout revival in the 90s, and what happened?
I was told no, with the feedback that that's not the story we're telling, is what I was told. I did research. It was a little bit more difficult then, because I couldn't just press a button.
You had to go to the library.
I had to go to the library. Or not, but I did come across that Destined to Witness book, and I sent it to the entire creative team, signed, "We were there, we are always there." And, you know, unfortunately, we find that this story is still so relevant today, is as relevant, if not more relevant than it was when they wrote it. Everybody right now is under attack, from women to Muslims to black people to LGBTQ plus people, trans people, everybody. And it's important, I feel, for those of us who are on the right side of history to not be distracted by BS, but really find ways to come together and make sure that when we are together, the more we come together, the better off we are, period.
There's so many people who are like, oh, I didn't even know Cabaret belonged to me as well. And that's what's been really exciting, to feel like we have access to this piece.
Everybody loves a winner.
For Marisha, this is a career-defining moment. She performed in the original Broadway companies of Aladdin and Something Rotten, before leaving New York in 2016 to make a name for herself in London's West End, starring in Dreamgirls, Oklahoma, and Guys and Dolls. and earning Olivier nominations for the latter two revivals. And I got to see your extraordinary performance in Guys and Dolls, which we will secret in a moment to get that here. But you had to go to the West End.
I just knew there was something more for me than what was being offered. 5 roles I could count on one hand that I could be the lead in at that time. There was no Sally Bowles, there was no Adelaide for me to do. There was like, unless I was-
Ado Annie.
Ado Annie. Like, none of these roles were even a thought to me or even to the people in charge who were like, oh no, that's not a role for you. So when I went to the UK, it was such an interesting transition because I went from Marisha, the black funny girl, to like just Marisha, the actress.
The superstar.
But then
Honey,
also,
you headline concerts
I do.
at Royal Albert Hall.
I know, I sing for the king and
Yes,
the queen.
you're a superstar. Hello.
But like, how freeing is it to go somewhere where you can do your art without resistance?
Marisha told me that her brother Billy, as she affectionately calls him, helped pave the way for her and other black artists to reach moments like the one they're experiencing now.
I'm really grateful to, to be here. I also have to say, with Marisha, my little sister, this experience, this event is because of the two of us. One or the other would not have worked. And, we've made sure that we stay together in this. This is the configuration that you need to see in order to receive that change and understanding right now. The other thing I will say is that, for me, living it through the eyes of Marisha, who's sort of experiencing this kind of like Broadway lead above the type, that whole
Long overdue.
Yes, long overdue. I get to experience it again for the first time through her eyes, and it's really magical to do that again.
And you catch Billy and Marisha in Cabaret through October 19th. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more premiere theater coverage and exclusive interviews, click the subscribe button. You can also download the Spectrum News app or watch us on TV for the latest information, balanced coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you there.